Table D is a table of random digits ranging from 0 to 9 in groups of 5. You can use a calculator to output random numbers, but using Table D, you can manually look it up at the back of the statistical book. Now, here's an example. There are many lines within Table D, but these are a couple of them, lines 101 and 102. Notice how there are 5 numbers in each group. They all range from 0 to 9, and they are completely randomized. You can think of Table D as using a hat. Taking the hat, putting a random amount of numbers inside the hat, mixing the hat around, picking out a number, recording the number, putting it back inside of the hat, and then doing the drawing again. And it's very repetitive. So when you are now ready to generate random variables, you have 5 steps to do it in. Step 1. Give each number of the population a numerical label with the same number of digits. Now you want this to be as few as possible. By this, I mean when you are dealing with single-digit numbers, let's say 1 through 3, your sample space is going to be 1, 2, and 3 when you assign digits. Now when you get into double digits, you are going to assign them as 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and so forth. And this goes forth with triple-digit numbers, quadruplets, quintuplets, wherever. Step 2, you're going to use the Table D in simulating. Step 3, create a stopping rule. Step 4, identify your sample. And step 5, you are randomized now. Now let's have an example. So here is our example using SRS with Table D. Spring break. The school newspaper is planning an article on family-friendly places to stay over spring break at a nearby beach town. The editors intend to call 4 randomly chosen hotels to ask about their amenities for families with children. They alphabetized a list of 28 hotels, all of them, in town. So here are a list of all of the hotels. As you can see, there are 28 hotels in alphabetical order. And here we have the problem. We are going to use Table D at line 130 to choose an SRS of 4 hotels for the editors to call. We get to Table D and go all the way down to line 130 in Table D, which is where we will be doing our simulation. Since we have 28 variables, we get into the double digits, which means we have to randomly assign them with the same amount of digits from beginning to end. We're going to start at 0, 1 and end at 28. So starting at 0, 1, going to 28, we have all of the hotels labeled. So now what we're going to do next is use Table D to see if we need to skip or use each variable. Now that we have assigned every hotel with the proper numbers going from 0, 1 to 28, we are going to use Table D at line 130, and we're going to group them into twos, reading 2-digit numbers from left to right. So we are going to skip any number that is 1, not between 0, 1 and 28, and 2 repeats itself. So, starting with number 69, in the 2-digit group, we can infer that it does not fall between 0, 1, and 28, so we can exit out and say too high. Skip. Now moving on to 0, 5, we can see that it does fall between 0, 1, and 28, so we put a check mark. 16 also falls between 0, 1, and 28, so we put another check mark. 48 does not, so we skip it. Too high. 17 falls between 0, 1, and 28, so we put a check mark. 87 does not, so we skip. Now we have another 17, and it does fall between 0, 1, and 28, but it defies the rules because it repeats itself. So we skip it. We're at 40, skip, too high. 95, too high. 17, repeat, skip it. 84, too high. 53, and you're going to notice that you can keep going until you run out of numbers. Another skip, does not fall between 0, 1, and 28. Another skip, until we get down to 20. our final check mark. Now we have all 4 hotels at 05, 16th, the 17th, and the 20th. Now that we have our winners, what we're going to do is find each assigned number and pick the hotels that are going to be called. So as we conclude, we have our winners, so we're going to go back to the original problem and find each hotel that correlates with the assigned number. So, number 5, 16, 17, and 21, which is 5, Beach Castle, 16, Radisson, 17, Ramada, and 20, Sea Club. There it is. So now that we know how to do SRS using Table D, we can now generate random outputs manually without the calculator and find out which 4 hotels the newspaper is going to call.